For so many accounting firms, growth feels like this weird paradox, right? You land awesome new clients, which should be a massive win. But instead, it just leads to more stress, more pressure, and way more late nights. So, how do you break that cycle? Well, let's explore a much smarter way to scale. All right, let's be real for a second. Does this question hit home? I'm guessing for a lot of you watching, you're probably nodding your head right now. And if you are definitely not alone. So many firms find that as they grow, the operational strain just grows even faster, turning what should be a celebration into a source of constant pressure. And hey, here are the classic warning signs. See if any of these sound familiar. Are your most experienced people, your senior staff, totally bogged down in repetitive day-to-day tasks? Does that busy season chaos now feel like it's creeping into, well, every single month? Look, these aren't just minor headaches. They're big, flashing red lights that your whole model is reaching its breaking point. But, and this is so important, the problem isn't your team. It is absolutely not a reflection of their skill or how dedicated they are. Come on, they're probably working harder than they ever have. The real issue here is the traditional staffing model. It just wasn't built for the kind of demands modern accounting throws at us.
Okay, so this is where we need to make a major shift in our thinking. We're not talking about some quick fix just to survive tax season. No way. We're redefining outsourcing as a core strategic lever, a way to fundamentally redesign your operating model for sustainable, long-term growth.
I love this quote. It just captures the new mindset perfectly, doesn't it? The goal isn't to just squeeze more hours out of your team. It's to create a smarter system where everyone can work more effectively. It's about building a better engine, not just stomping harder on the gas pedal. All right, so where do we even start building that smarter system? It all begins with your core operations. I mean, that's the foundation of everything else you do, right? So let's start with something like inventory reconciliation. For so many firms, this is just a nightmare cycle of manual spreadsheets and frantic last-minute scrambles. A strategic outsourcing approach transforms that whole mess into a consistent, repeatable workflow. And this doesn't just improve accuracy for audits, it frees your senior staff from getting stuck deep in the weeds. And you know what? The same exact principle applies to tax documentation. We've all been there, right? That frustrating hunt for one missing form, it's a huge time suck. Outsourcing this creates standardization, which means faster prep, way smoother reviews, and a much stronger compliance position. It turns all that administrative chaos into operational efficiency. Okay, efficient operations. That's a huge piece of the puzzle. But it's only one piece. The other massive challenge is staffing. The local talent pool is tight, costs are rising. So how do you scale?
The answer lies in looking beyond traditional hiring. An offshore team can act as this flexible, integrated extension of your own crew, giving you the ability to scale your execution capacity up or down as you need it without all the fixed costs and hiring headaches. And we're talking about that core execution-heavy work. Things like bookkeeping, reconciliations, and that initial tax return prep are a perfect fit. This allows you to handle a growing client load while keeping your internal team laser-focused on those higher value activities. Okay, let's just stop and address the elephant in the room. This is always the first question, and it's a critical one. There's this natural fear that bringing in outside help means pushing your current team out. So let's just tackle that head on. The answer is a very clear and simple no. Absolutely not. The entire strategy is to complement your team, not replace them. By handling all that repetitive, execution-focused work, you empower your in-house experts to do what they do best: high-level analysis, strategy, and building those crucial client relationships. And that empowerment, that's what unlocks the ultimate goal for so many firms: growing advisory services. This is where the highest value and the best margins are found. But, of course, there's a catch. The intention is there, but the reality is that the day-to-day grind of compliance work just eats up all the time and energy. All that proactive tax planning and strategic advice gets constantly pushed to the back burner, even though it's what your clients are really asking for. So this is how you break that cycle. Offshore support can handle that foundational work, all the research, creating the financial projections, and prepping for those complex scenarios. This groundwork is what directly enables your partners to have those deeper, more strategic conversations with clients. It's really all about letting your senior leaders focus on what truly matters, delivering that high-impact strategic advice,
and building lasting client relationships. That is the key that unlocks real advisory growth. Okay, we've covered operations, we've covered team scaling, and we've covered service expansion. Now, let's pull it all together into a blended model, a true system for sustainable growth. You can see right here how it all connects. Each component serves a very distinct strategic goal. You get reliable data from reconciliation, consistency from documentation, scalable execution from your offshore employees, and that crucial support for advisory growth. Together, they create a firm that can scale smoothly with demand. And look, if you take only one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this. The path to sustainable growth is not paved with burnout and endless hours. It's built on a foundation of smarter systems and the strategic use of talent. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Take a hard, honest look at your firm's operations. Is your current model truly designed for the growth you want to achieve, or is it setting you up for a future of just constant scrambling? The choice is yours.